Good morning and welcome to another conversation with Mose. And as always, I pray life is treating you well wherever you are in the world and that you're one day closer to your dreams and prayers coming true. It's been a while. I've been away working on some projects and finishing up some projects, starting some projects. Been quite busy the last couple months, but I did manage to record a lot of podcasts during the summer and just really starting to get up for fall and try to keep my subject matter interesting and keep you engaged. So, today I'm going to start out with a poem, as always. And this poem is from the book I'll Fly Away, written by Rudy Francisco. And the book is I'll Fly Away by Rudy Francisco. And the name of this poem is I Want the Kind of Happiness. I want the kind of happiness you can smell on my clothes, and a smile so big you can still see it when I'm walking, even in the opposite direction. I want to laugh so loud my demons pack their belongings and decide to move. So these days, I try to take the most mundane things, like waking up or doing laundry, and challenge myself to carve a small celebration into every single one. I felt like, well, first of all, I love his work. If you get a chance to check him out on YouTube, he's awesome. I wanted to do something that was reflective of something that I needed, and that poem really spoke to me and what I'm going through right now, and I'm sure others are going through as well. And the name of the subject matter for today is Don't Give Up on Yourself, or just simply put, don't give up. And to be honest with you, I've been really discouraged over the last few months. I've started all these projects, my podcasts, my photography, my store. I have so many things I'm juggling outside of working a full time job as well. And I'm not seeing the fruit that I would like to see. And I'm really wondering, I'm getting older and I just had a birthday. And again, I know people say you shouldn't worry about your age and, timing is timing. But I am. I'm concerned. And I feel like I'm working hard, like I'm sure some of you are as well. And I'm not seeing the return on my investment in myself. And I've had these conversations with people that I love and that are close to me because a lot of people see the discouragement and the sadness and how I'm feeling and they want to help me with it, help me get better. But honestly, I feel like this is between me and God. I've been working at this dream, several dreams for most of my life. And I think there comes a time when you have to realize there are things that only you and God can do together. And I don't mean that you don't need support or love or people in your life to help you. You do. But there are some things that only you can see. Only you see your vision for your life. And I'm not saying your life can't change course or go a different direction. But first things first. I mean, you've heard me say this before in past podcasts. I don't like working for other people. I really want to work for myself. I mean, everything I do is geared toward working for myself. And nothing against being an employee. I think I've always had this I know I've always had this dream of being a boss since I was a kid. I don't know where it came from. I just never thought of working for anybody. I never, even when I started working, my first job at 16, I've always been aggressive. I've always been, I wasn't the best when it came to learning how to manage money. I didn't really learn that at an early age, but I did like making it. And I knew what I was bringing to the table at all my jobs. And if things seemed unfair, I spoke out on it. I mean, again, I think when you're an aggressive person and you go after what you want, people call you all kinds of names or they want to say you're this or that or that you're different or you're too this or you're too that. I don't think there is such a thing. To be honest with you, I think people are just being themselves. Some people just want more for their lives, period. Some people want a more education. Some people want a bigger house. Some people want more kids. Some people just want more. Some people don't want to live the maybe where they lived when they were a kid. Maybe you were poor when you were a kid and you want more for your children and your children's children. And you shouldn't get judged for it. And you do make sacrifices. Like I've made sacrifices for my vision. I'm spending money I really don't have to spend. But I'm the kind of person, I'll eat beans and rice for months and be as gassy as I need to be to get whatever I want. I'm willing to do whatever. I've worked 2 jobs, 3 jobs sometimes. I've had my hustles. And I guess to quote Beyonce, I'll grind till I own it. And that's just, again, I slay all day, every day. And I try to do the best I can to get ahead. But this podcast is really geared toward those people that are trying to have a better life. Again, that are afraid to give up on themselves, afraid to try. And I'm learning that you can't give up on yourself. You just can't. I struggle with depression and discouragement, and there's so many things that I've let get into my spirit, and I feel like I'm becoming a victim of my circumstances. I'm allowing it to happen, and it's something I'm asking God to help me with. And I am a spiritual person, as you guys know from my past podcasts. I go to God for everything. And I have my struggles. I really, really do. And I'm man enough to admit those things, that I'm still, my temper, my sensitivity about certain things, my insecurities. But it doesn't keep me from still trying to do my best to get ahead, to be a boss. Despite all those things, I still work hard to do what I do. And I really want all the people out there that are trying, juggling 5 things at once, spending time with your loved ones, trying to make it work. Don't give up. I'm telling you, don't give up. Hug yourself. Take the time to encourage yourself. Whatever works for you, or however you have to do it. I read a lot. I'm changing the people that I'm following online. I spend time with my dog, my partner. I have talks with my family. You really have to find a way to get through it and not get discouraged. And even though that's hard sometimes, even though that's really difficult to do, you have to get up and try again every day. You have to get up and get up again and get up again. And in the words of an old friend, fuck 'em. I don't usually use that term, but sometimes you just got to say, fuck it. This is me. I'm going to do me. And it's difficult to be you in today's society, to me, because I love who I am. I love being a man. I love being a black man, despite the challenges that I face. I love being who I am in the midst of my struggles. And I'm not mad at anybody. I'm really not. I'm in a really interesting place in my life. And I'm learning to just go with the flow. And for me, that's really difficult. I'm not really a go with the flow type of person. I am a bit of a control freak. And, like for example, I have a new dog. For you guys that may be aware, I don't know if I mentioned Langston, named after the late great Langston Hughes, one of my favorite poets and writers. Well, anyway, he's a black toy poodle that I absolutely love dearly. but he's very different than any dog I've ever had. And he's curious, he's adventurous. He doesn't know he's small. He is willing to try anything for a treat. I mean, he literally just, and I've learned so much about myself through this dog that he really doesn't let anything discourage him. I mean, he's going to try. He wakes up ready to take on the world. He wakes up every morning. But the one thing I've noticed with him is that he really clings to me. He really looks at me when we're in the car. He really trusts me. He really does. And I remember looking at him one time and I just cried because that's how I look at God sometimes. I mean, I really cling to him and I trust him. And I've done everything I can to protect Langston. I'll do anything for this dog. I mean, I carry him around everywhere I go, and he's so little. And I'm just afraid that another dog's going to get him or somebody's going to steal him or whatever. And I was thinking about God, and I'm thinking, I wonder if that's how God feels when he's trying to protect us. If he's crying because we're making mistakes or we're being impatient or we're doing stuff that scares him. Even though if you can imagine God getting scared. But I guess my point in saying this is that I'm learning to trust more what I don't understand or see. And again, that's huge for me. It's really huge. So as I take care of Langston, I have to believe that God is taking care of me the same way, with the same level of trust. Because Langston wakes up, he trusts me without thinking about it. He just knows he gonna eat every day. He knows we're gonna play. He knows he's gonna get spanked when he's bad, but he's not worried that I'm not gonna be here. I mean, he knows, and that level of trust is where I need to be. And it's something, again, it sounds easy. And if you saw me, if you see my pictures, you probably think I have it all together and my confidence is there. But I'm not as confident as I would like to be. And it is challenging. But I'm not discouraged. And I love podcasting. I love listening to my old episodes. And, literally, I'm surprised at some of the things that I say, like where it's coming from. But what I love about it is my history. I've lived 55 years. To be a black man, to make it to his 50s is just miraculous in itself. And my dad just turned 75 yesterday. So, and my brother will be 53, and my sister just turned 54. So I'm blessed. I mean, I'm grateful. But right now, I really want to do so many things with my life. I want to travel. I want to do so many things, and I don't want the permission of a job to tell me when I can go somewhere or when I can do it. And I'm the kind of person, I like traveling with people, and I can also travel by myself. I'm not a loner, but I can be alone. I mean, meaning I can travel, I can create by myself, I can, I'm not really one of those people that has to wait on anybody. And I don't encourage people to do it. I mean, I say, do you, do it with love. And I don't know if it's making any sense. I guess my whole point in all of this is just, I don't want you to give up on yourself. And that applies to anything, whether it's a job, a relationship, school, whatever don't give up means to you. It applies. It's different for everybody. And like he said in the poem, we have to find joy. We have to find reasons to smile. And I've been told I don't smile enough by too many people. And I'm working on that. Because I'm not one of those people that can put on a smile. I just can't do that. I'm not really good at it. I'm not really good at just, throwing a smile together. But I am working on it. And I'm trying to find the joy in every day. And I got to admit, having Langston has helped me reconnect with joy in the simplest things, like taking him for a walk. And I pray longer. I can talk to God while I'm walking him. or talking to my parents while I'm walking Langston. And it's or the times that me and my partner are with him and we're playing with him and we're taking him to the park, we're doing stuff together as a quote unquote family. I appreciate those times. And it helps me get back to my creativity, to my work. And some days it just feels like it's never going to happen. Like my day is never going to happen. My ship is never going to come in. But I know I can't keep saying that to myself. And I know God's timing is perfect. And the sacrifices and the pain and the things that I've gone through will have been worth it. But I do want to change channels just for a second and talk about my event, the Black Experience exhibit. I'm actually postponing it. Right now, it's going to go into 2024, and I'm going back and forth between January and February as far as having it. And first of all, I want to thank everybody that did support me and the things I was able to get for my event. But I'm actually working on some more details for the event. I want it to be special. I want to make a great first impression. This is my first exhibit, so it's very important to me that it goes well. I have a vision for it in my head that I'm working toward. And this is also will be the first time I've done poetry in front of a live audience, whoever they might be, in a long time. So, and to be honest with you, this is my opportunity to face some anxiety that I've been kind of holding on to these last few years, actually. And so that's the reason why this exhibit is very important to me, not just to make money. And I am trying to figure out a way to do it virtually. So if you're not able to attend, that you'll be able to shop virtually and purchase something and attend my event. But I'm not a techie person, so I'm still working on the details with that. If I can't do it on the first event, I'll probably do it on the next one. But I am trying to do a virtual opportunity as well for you people that can't attend. But I want to say again, everybody that has been supportive of my podcast, my customers that shop at All Things Moetic, my Etsy store, you guys have been wonderful, absolutely awesome, and I appreciate all the things that you've encouraged me, all the positive feedback. It does not go unnoticed, and it is very appreciated. All the things, all the kind words, and about my product, and the poetry, the photography, the baskets. And as we go into the holiday season, I will definitely be doing more baskets and more. You'll see more items in my store, All Things Moetic, for the people that aren't familiar. Stop by. And you also can get gift certificates for Etsy. If you're aware, if you just go online and do a search, you can get Etsy gift certificates for any of the stores that you may see. And I want to encourage you to patronize small businesses, black businesses, or just small businesses, period. Preferably black, but because we need the business. It's helpful. Most of us want to work for ourselves and do it full time. So anyway, I just want to say thank you again for listening. And as always, I pray life is treating you well wherever you are in the world, and that you're one day closer to your dreams and prayers coming true. Thank you for listening.